proper debt for this particular company. But meanwhile, Governor, we look forward for resolution of the issues that we have pointed out. Thank you, members. Now I welcome final comments from the members before I usher in the Governor to make final comments.
Chair. Thank you very much, Chair, for your guidance and the direction. But just for clarity, on your recommendation about the Meru Water Act, probably not necessarily repealing, but amending so that it can conform within the law. But it can go either way, either repealing, but also give that opportunity of just amending some clauses. And also for clarity, what the chairman has said is that the county government to take ownership of the two companies. That way will assist when the governor comes here. She will be able to answer questions emanating from companies that the county government owns. So I thank you, Chair, and I think this is good news for the people of Meru, that the county government they woke up very early to vote for is now going to be in charge of delivering water services to them. Thank you very much.
Senator Kisang.
Chair, you did not give the timeline for the enactment of the law. Maybe it's also good to give them timeline so that they fast track, so that we can they fast tracked. And then secondly, Chair, when you talked about ensuring that the Meru Water is registered in compliance with the FFM Act and the Water Act, it's also good to tell the governor, as immediately the registration is done, she reconstitutes the board also for Meru Water. Because as currently she said there's no board, it's like there's one board for the corporation, but serving the two water companies, so that she has a board for Meru and then a board for Imeda.
Very well, those additional issues will be captured in the letter. The time period for the enactment of the County Act is 90 days. It will appear in the letter. And the issue of restructuring the board, we have talked about 60 days. So our letter will be very clear on that. Any other final comment? Senator Edie.
Thank you, Chair. I think, Governor, there's a tendency we are seeing, in the, and this is natural. It's a very painful experience where your bread and butter is guaranteed, as some people who have been stakeholders. Some people have been stakeholders in running of these companies, especially the water companies, do not want to let them go. But being that in as much as the Article 179 refers to you as an executive, you are also in office through a political process. So we are sensitive to the fact that sorry about that. Yeah, we are sensitive to the fact that governors are trying to balance the sensitivity around having these water companies owned and completely run by counties with other political consequences. And we've seen a number of governors come here and they're not bold enough to say the excruciating fight they are having with different stakeholders who have been in these water companies. This committee, Governor, is here to help you deal with that. We've just dealt with I think the hardest we've dealt with, Chair, is the issue of Muranga. there was a bit of that tussle also in Nakuru. And Governor, the direction you have been given to one, basically dissolve and completely dismantle the corporation. I think they just don't answer, but it's okay. I'm loud enough. First of all, dismantle and completely with the corporation, which was like a compromise kind of structure to allow the county perhaps relate with these water companies, and then to take full control of the limited company and make sure that the board is structured according to the law, and again change the structure of the trust to a commercially viable entity and then reconstitute the board, are absolutely within your mandate. And there's nothing to fear about. Because I think that is the problem that the governors tend to live here with. And I just want to read for you section 77, 3 of the, let me see, this is the right, yeah, section 77 of the Water Act 2016, which as you go, you must read it together with part 2 of the Water Services Regulation 2021. That will be the most updated guidance for you, which actually very well stipulates that the County Executive Committee members, for which you are the CEO, are responsible for the establishment of water services providers within their counties. And then you are required, within those 2 provisions of the law, to ensure that those water entities comply with the standards of commercial viability set by the regulatory body. The regulatory body here is the WASREB. So WASREB helps you to figure out the viability. Section 182, read together with the section that I've read for you, require you to first of all establish those entities as led by the county executive and therefore owned by the county government. So I want you to be brave that this is what you're going to do. This is what the committee has told you, and this is what the law requires, and you owe nobody apology, whether politically or otherwise. This is what you must do. Because otherwise, next time you come here, and that's why the statement from Senator Tango are very important, that you are here answering to things that you don't need to answer to. Your accounting officer under 149 of the PFM Act should be people you personally hold yourself responsible for having appointed in these places. If they are not people you appointed, then we can't hold you accountable. So next time when you come here, we will hold you absolutely accountable because you have given you the direction to restructure these companies and have them under the county, that if you don't do them, then you'll have gone against the law. Otherwise, we wish you well, and always know that this committee is there to help you deal with these nuances that are there with regards to having these entities coming back to counties. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. Senator Amida, make your final comments very brief.
Actually, I just want to say that I concur with your recommendations, and it's an opportunity for the governor to take charge. Thank you.
Asante mwenyekiti.
Senator Miraj,
asante. Yangu ni kukubaliana na mwelekeo ambao tumempa gavana wetu. Na sisi tu kujieleza ni kwamba tuko hapa kusimamia gatuzi, na kamati yetu inaangalia zile fedha ambazo zinatumika katika gatuzi zetu zinaekezwa. Na kwa sababu maji ni huduma muhimu sana, tulitarajia labda ulikuwa unazisaidia hizi kampuni, lakini umejieleza kwamba haziko mikononi mwako na hujui zinaendeshwa vipi. So katika mwelekeo ambao tumekupa kama kamati ni kuenda kukusaidia kuzirekebisha katika usimamizi wake na kuchukua mamlaka kamili wa kamati hizo, wa kampuni hizo. Na unapochukua mamlaka kamili, ni matarajio yetu wewe kama kiongozi wa kike ambaye unasimamia usimamizi wa gatuzi ya Meru, ni kwamba huduma ya maji itapatikana na hakutakuwa na ubadhirifu wa pesa za ushuru wa watu wa Meru. Mama, twakuomba leo hatukukuuliza maswali mengi, kwa sababu hata wale ambao umekuja nao, jumla ya kuwa wao ndio wametayarisha haya makaratasi ambayo tumekuwa tukitumia, walikuwa wanajifanya ni kana kwamba hawaelewi. Nimesema wamejifanya hawaelewi kwa sababu ni watu ambao wamejitambulisha kama wanahesabu, ambao wamesomea na wakafuzu na wako na shahada katika hizo idara ambazo walichaguliwa kuzisimamia. So nimesema wamejifanya kwa sababu kuna tatizo, na sisi kama kamati tumekupa mwelekeo. Ni ombi letu na ni matarajio yetu ya kwamba tutakapokuja hapa mwakani utakuwa umejipanga vizuri na huduma zinapatikana pale Meru. Asante mwenyekiti.
Very well. Governor, your final comments.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Senators. Everyone else who is around here. I'm so grateful because it's a learning process. Tumejifunza mengi, and I want to say, as the Governor of Meru, I've realized a lot of issues that need to be rectified, even though I was not in office in the years that we have queries. But I want to agree with the decision that senators made today, that within the given time period, we shall do our best. But I'm worried about the time frame, especially for the review of the act, which will involve also the county assembly maybe, and the WASREB as the regulator. So I think you can add some more time for us. Lastly, I want to say sincerely.
How much time do you need?
At least 4 months.
4 months, that is 120 days.
Yes.
So we give you 120 days.
Lastly, Chair, I'm becoming a regular guest to Senate. This is my third time to appear before Senate. I don't see it as if it's normal for me. So if one can be given a timetable for how long I should appear, then I think I will be able to plan myself, because the Meru people also need my services down there. But now within a span of 2 months, I'm here. And I don't know the next time that I will be here again, because the issues are so many. And I humbly request that maybe do we have minimum visits that I should be here, or any time, any day I'm requesting to appear before Senate. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you for honoring our invitation. I'm sure this is the first time you are appearing before this CPEC committee as a governor. So we are not going to call you to appear here every now and then. But I want to say we have no control over the other committees, the agendas in the other committees. Our mandate is to deal with the county public investments and the special funds. All I can tell you is that we will also invite you in near future to come and respond to the issue of funds in Meru County. But when we invite you to come, don't look at it as a punishment. It is to make you better. Like I'm sure today's meeting will make you better as a governor. So we'll correct each other and suggest improvement where necessary. So I know it is quite inconveniencing traveling from Meru and coming to Nairobi, but also look at the positive aspect of it, which is also very important. So thank you for coming, and I'm sure you have learned quite a lot on how these entities are supposed to run, and the committee has given directions which I think, if implemented, then the people of Meru are going to get value from this. And this is not the first county we have handled. As I said, we have handled many counties, And the problems of water companies seem to be the same. And ownership is one of the key issues, even though the law is very clear that county governments need to have 100% ownership of these water companies. So the recommendations we have given is within the law, and I just want to inform you that Senate, as per the Constitution, specifically Article 96 of the Constitution, we have the powers to protect counties and county governments and their interest. And this is one of the things we have done today, to protect counties, their government, and their interest. So no one will question us for what we have done, even if you went to Supreme Court. We have made similar decisions in other counties. Just last week, as my colleague Eddie has alluded to, we had Murang'a appearing, which had more complex problems than Meru. About 5 companies which are not run by the county government. I am happy to report that following our directives, the governor, the people who have been running those companies handed over the companies to the governors, to the governor of Murang'a. And I'm sure people of Murang'a will receive value from that. So those officers who have come with you, we want to request you to support the governor in implementing the recommendations of the committee, particularly touching on the 2 water companies and the corporation, so that the people of Meru gets value. And we have not looked at all the audit queries. The audit queries that we have not looked at, particularly for Meru Water Company, we will take the written submission. And where we need clarifications on the written submission, we will write to you and ask for clarifications on those written submissions. Otherwise, thank you very much. We are happy that the noise in Meru has gone down, and we look forward to peace in Meru and progress for the people of Meru. Thank you very much, and a safe journey back to Meru.
Thank you, Chair. Blessings, and also pray for Meru County, so that now I don't appear several times here. It's not healthy for me, neither for Meru County, because I'm the first and the only governor who has appeared thrice in a period of less than 8 months. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, the audit questions that we have been asking you is for the previous government. But I think, as I said, is a learning point, which means you need to make yours better so that you don't appear.
And Chair, she has been having a lot of justice anytime she appears.
Yes.
I think Senator Tango and myself were in your first grand appearance. And you can bear witness that we are not biased. As a Senate, we are there to actually, as Chair said, protect the counties and therefore maintain some level of objectivity, as well as, decorum to be able to professionally execute on these matters. So it's not any which, in fact, I think that the governor who appears here the most is the governor who will be the best, because the relationship between Senate and the counties are not supposed to be adversarial. They're supposed to be complementary, because this is the only institution that helps you fight your battles where possible as a county. That is your people and yourself who represent them.
And Chair, as you conclude, maybe it's better to appear to the Senate through this kind of invitation rather than being delivered. So So these are friendly invitations for us to solve some of these issues. And the chairman has talked about Murang'a. What we solved here in this committee, the former governor Mwangi wa Iria was unable to solve it for 10 years. So you can imagine, within a day, everything was solved. So this is a friendly committee that means well for the counties. So anytime you're invited, just come. Thank you.
Chair, finally also, Chair, we need to inform the governor that it's this committee that pushed Treasury until they dispersed all the resources for 2022-23 before close of the financial year.
Yeah, and Governor, have you paid your pension dues? We are dealing with pension now. Yeah?
Chair, protect the governor. It's not an audit query for today.
We are also dealing
Thank you, Senator Eddie.
pending pension liabilities. This committee is dealing with it. So I think there being no any other issue, honorable members, we adjourn until tomorrow at 10 a.m., 9:30. We start with Marsabit briefly, and then Homa Bay. And then afternoon, Makueni. So tomorrow is a bit hectic, honorable members. Isiolo, they have requested for postponement.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chair.